What's up, YouTube? How are you guys doing this Saturday? I hope you guys are having a nice, relaxing weekend. Me, I'm having a nice, relaxing weekend because, honey, I've been sitting out here on this porch. And please excuse the background noise if y'all hear it. Like I said, I'm sitting outside, and honey, these folks doing the most today. But anyway, with these cars, child, it's killing me. If it ain't the cars, it's the flies, it's the cicadas, it's everything. But none of that just stopping me from getting all this tea that Omarosa has done put in this book, Unhinged. Okay, and if you haven't read this book, you really need to sprint to Barnes and Noble like I did, or wherever, audible.com. If you don't want to read it, you want to listen to it. However you get it in your system, it's a must read. I understand why it's the number one bestseller on the New York Times best-selling list, right? So anyway, Omarosa explains not only her time with the Donald Trump from way back from when she met him, auditioning for The Apprentice. She also details a lot about her life leading up to working for Donald Trump in the election, right, this past election, right, as well as in the White House. And part of that is the fact she's explaining, basically her resume. Like I didn't know up until recently that she had worked in the White House before, she had worked in and around politics, several times prior to, working for Donald Trump. I didn't know that she once worked for Bill Clinton. The last year of his presidency, she worked in the personnel department for Bill Clinton in the White House. Prior to that, she had worked for the then Vice President Al Gore in his office. Some people are trying to say she was fired for incompetence. Honey, no, she wasn't. That was purely politics. All right, those people like Omarosa tend to intimidate other types of people, if you know what I mean, right? So they had to find some kind of way to get rid of her, as well as the same thing that John Kelly did, when he fired her from the White House. They told that whole lie about she got escorted out of the Christmas party, because her and John Kelly got into it, and he said she was fired. They drug her off, all this and all that. It didn't happen like that. She brought the receipts. Not to mention the fact that a couple of days after this story broke, the Secret Service came out and said that story was fabricated. It was a lie. It was simply not true. You know what I mean? And it didn't go down like that. But she tells about that in the prologue of the book. She talks about how they brought her in the situation room, and held her, for a couple of hours. You know what I mean? And they tried to intimidate her with jail, talking about she had committed, insinuating that she could do jail time for the offenses that she had committed. Come to find out, the only thing that they had to say about her was she misused a car service, in which she didn't misuse the car service at all. You know what I mean? That's why John Kelly couldn't ask any questions when he was firing her, but she did ask those questions of the lawyer, and she basically made him look bad. She called him out on this stuff. The reason why, I come to find out, they made up this story is because everybody, the night she got fired and brought into that situation room, nobody was in the White House except her personal assistant and John Kelly, the lawyers, and the HR person, right? They really tried to intimidate her. They really did intimidate her. They scared Omarosa. Do you see what I'm saying? I now understand why she wrote this book, and she also explains why when she got a couple of, after January, she was released from her contract because she had been getting paid, through the White House up until January, and she couldn't really speak about anything until after that. But after that, she appeared on the Celebrity Apprentice, and she explains that she appeared on the Celebrity Apprentice because she thought that was going to kill her, because she said a lot of bad things happened in the dark, and she is absolutely right about that, right? So she said if she go on The Apprentice, there will be cameras on her, 24 hours a day, because, and they will be taping 3 days a week, right? Because that's how it works on, Big Brother, right? I'm not Celebrity Apprentice, I meant Celebrity Big Brother. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry if I said Apprentice. I meant to say Big Brother. Anyway, that's why she got on that cast of that show. She felt that she would be protected. After that, she just goes on after the prologue She goes on to explain at one point in time, that she grew up in the projects or whatever, and how that formed and shaped, really she didn't say how that formed and shaped her, her way of thinking now, but she's telling that story to let you know why she is in part the way that she is, because she's a very smart woman. She graduated from Howard University with a master's degree. Okay, she's worked in the White House before. She worked under Al Gore, the Vice President Al Gore. She also worked for Bill Clinton in the White House the last year of his presidency in the personnel department. A lot of people saying she got fired from Al Gore's office for incompetence. That is not true. She got fired due to politics because they felt intimidated by her, because she's a strong, smart black woman and she know what she's doing. Like at one point in time, when she was questioning the lawyers in the situation room, she told them, I got all my receipts basically because I dot all my I's and I cross all my T's because I am a black woman, basically saying. And if you've ever worked in any kind of white collar job, especially in any branch of government, you know that you have to cover yourself if you're a black person, because when stuff go down, you're going to be the first one to blame for it, okay? And that is also, along with her protecting herself and also not wanting to get blamed for any of Donald Trump's shenanigans, that is also why she wrote the book. But honey, baby, so far in this book, she done spilled so much tea. That's the reason why I want to bring this video to you guys, because of something I read about the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton. What she's doing in that section of the book is she's explaining in part how Hillary Clinton lost the election. She's also explaining how the Democratic Party started sleeping on their black voters, and that's why the Democratic Party is in the situation that it is right now. It is why black voters don't support them. Very few black voters still support them. The large majority of them don't support them, don't want to vote at all because they don't want to vote Republican. But a lot of black people have also turned to the Republicans, but the Republicans ain't no better than the Democrats, okay, in the first place. So anyway, and she's also wanting to throw a little shade at Hillary Clinton, because she explains in this book that prior to Hillary Clinton announcing that she's going to run for president in 2015. Back in 2013, Omarosa worked for a PAC, a super PAC. This super PAC was formed by the NAACP and also some, some, I'm going to say elite black Democrats. They want to put their money behind Hillary Clinton because they felt like if they formed some super PACs to get behind her, the name of that super PAC was the Ready for Hillary PAC. They felt like if they did that, she would advocate for their issues, and that's what a lot of people do. We saw the gay community do, the LGBT community, do that with Obama, and that's why he started, speaking out for gay rights and passing all these gay right laws and stuff. They got a super PAC together. They put money behind them, and a lot of people think that black people don't put money behind the people that they want to advocate for them, the representatives, the senators, and such. And it's not that they don't; they do. We don't know that. It's just that, number one, they don't share that information with the general public. And number two, when we do electing people, we don't hold them accountable, even when we've given them large sums of money. Because, honey, sometimes all you really got to do is sit back and watch. Okay, and that's what Omarosa did. All right? But anyway, she goes on to explain that in 2013, she became affiliated and started volunteering for this Ready for Hillary super PAC. Now, when it came time for Hillary to announce her nomination, honey, she took the money from the black super PAC and left the black super PAC alone, all because she wanted to garner some support from a swing state. A swing state is a state in which it could go Democrat or it could go Republican, depending on how their elected officials want to vote, which way they want to go. So she hired some mentee of some representative in one of the swing states, and she basically done away with the black people that were working for her, as well as she done away with the super PAC. She totally discounted the work that the black people had done up until then. Omarosa said she had done speaking engagements, and all sort of things trying to raise money, excuse me, for this super PAC. to help out Hillary Clinton in her bid for the office of the presidency of the United States. Anyway, like I said, she took their money, the black folks' money, and she kicked them to the curb, you know what I mean, and she went with somebody else, right? That was her first mistake when dealing with black voters, okay? And then as far as the Democratic Party go, the reason why they are so disconnected from their base, and black people have traditionally been their base, but they're so disconnected from their base because they become complacent. They don't want to get out and vote campaign no more. They just want to assume that you automatically gonna vote for them. Do you see what I'm saying? It says that the Democratic Party mostly, instead of campaigning, boots on the ground campaigning, they will base what they do, how they run their ads and whatnot, off of data and other types of analysis. As far as the voter polls and things like that, they don't actually get out and campaign. And we know as black people that when you can connect on a personal level with us, we are far more apt to work with you, and that's what the Democratic Party has forgotten. Like I said, they started taking the black vote for granted, like we don't matter anyway. She also explains in the book how a couple of the people's working for Trump didn't care nothing about the black vote. They didn't want to take the time to deal with us at all, but Donald Trump and I believe it was Michael Cohen maybe had a different vision, and because they had a different vision, I think 25% of the black 12 or 25% of his base are black Trump supporters. Why, I don't know, but they are. I wonder how the black Trump supporters feel now that he appears to be going down in flames, really getting caught on his stuff. You know what I mean? He don't know if he's going to be impeached. He don't know if he's going to be charged with a crime. He don't know what's going on right now because of the drama that happened this past week with Michael Cohen and them giving all these people immunity that worked for the Trump organization and Paul Manafort. He had to threaten Paul Manafort on Twitter. You know what I mean? Threaten his family on Twitter. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I caught it. Okay, because Paul Manafort he knows so much about Trump that they're going to have to kill him. That if he accepts some kind of deal to talk against Trump, because he knows about the Russia stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're going to have to kill him if he talk. He know he can't talk, so they done threatened him. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why Trump mentioned his family on his Twitter. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't catch that. But anyway, like I said, Omarosa also felt like they were going to kill her. And that's why she did The Apprentice. And I truly believe that's why she did the book, as well as for spite, as well as you don't never do a woman like that. You know what I mean? Because she will feel scorned, and if she is as smart as Omarosa is, she will pay you back. Okay, and that's what she's doing. But more than paying him back, because she has been hurt and embarrassed, she's trying to keep herself safe because she don't want to be sleeping with the fishes. Okay, and she feel like she's trying to stay as public as she can so that she can stay as safe as she can because of what John Kelly did, right? And as far as black people go, we don't need to be Democrats and we don't need to be Republicans, but we do have to vote on a local level. But you know what? There once was a party of black people called the Reconstructionists, right? And this is right here on the screen, the Reconstructionist, philosophy and what they hold emphasis to. They place a lot of emphasis on society-centered education. You know what I mean? Education is at the forefront, educating everybody, not just a few group of elites, because if you want to live in a true democratic society, you have to involve everybody, not just a few. One person is not the head, the whole group. Or the heads. It's about the collective and not the one person right here. And that's why I put this right graph to show you guys the difference between autocratic and democratic. Now, if you guys want to read this, please go back and rewind the video and take a look at these two things that I have up here, and it'll explain to you why we need our own party. We need our own party. Because I've learned from Omarosa, reading her book, that there are black people, black elites that are willing to stand behind candidates, but they don't hold them accountable, and we don't either. But we don't need this right here. We don't need the Democratic Party because they've taken us for granted, and the Republicans take our vote for granted as well up until the day of election. And that is the reason why they try to do all this, enact all this gerrymandering, all the suppressing of the black votes. Up until this day, they're still doing the same thing because they know how much power we have in our vote if we can become solidified, if we could dictate our own party. They know how much of a powerful influence that we can have in the government. Do you see what I'm saying? And I don't understand why those members of the black congressional caucus won't do more. You know, they won't do more. They don't relate to the people the same way the white Democrats don't relate to the people until it's time for them to be reelected. Even then, they don't have boots on the ground. They just do a couple of ads, assuming that they're going to get your vote. You know, but Hillary Clinton did that, along with all those emails, you know, along with the Russians hacking her emails, you know what I mean? And along with the fact that a lot of people start calling her out on the fact of the work that her and her husband did on behalf of the private prison industrial complex, how Hillary Clinton made that super predator comment in order for, and as a result to the advocating for these prisons, to mass incarcerating millions of black men, calling them super predators, mostly because of nonviolent drug offenses. They did all that in an effort to to fill up these prison industrial complexes simply to make money off of people by cheap labor, by using these inmates as cheap labor. They did all of this for business. They didn't care about your community. They didn't care about your families. They didn't care about the country. You know what I mean? Then they sure didn't care about black people. But they wanted to put millions, and they have put millions of black men in particular in prison, even to this day, due to mass incarceration, you know, in order to house, you know, to fill up these prison industrial complexes. And Hillary Clinton, and like I said, Bill Clinton, they advocated and they did so much to fill up these prisons. And many black people are still in these prisons even to this day. It was all that shady stuff that was coming back to haunt Hillary Clinton. You know, because they done a whole lot of dirty stuff for a whole long time. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't remember when Hillary Clinton, early on in her career before she got married or soon after she got married, she was working, you know, they were raised in the South. She grew up, born and raised in the South, her and Bill Clinton, and she worked for all types of racist KKK members that had ascended into governing bodies. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't talk about that, but yes, honey, that happened. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get off of here. But those are a few of the reasons why Hillary Clinton is not president, you know, right now. I thought it was real shady for her to take that super PAC money like that and just simply leaving black people alone. And because black people don't have any power, they really couldn't do anything about it. But they really don't understand us at all. They really don't understand Omarosa. They are afraid of Omarosa. But Omarosa is letting them know that, look, if you come for me, if you try to harm me, if you kill me, I'm going to blow the lid off of your whole organization. Okay, so that is what she's letting not only the Republicans know, but the Democrats as well. Because we really don't know what Omarosa has on whoever. Do you see what I'm saying? She's just done giving us a little taste of it, enough to stay safe, but they don't know what else she has either. And also, they thought that they were going to shut her up about that infamous N-word tape that people have started talking about again. Do you see what I'm saying? And so they don't want that to come out. One of the reasons why they fired her in the first place is trying to keep that tape from coming out, because they knew that she was getting close to finding that tape, and they thought that it was going to shut the whole thing down, and it did. You know, the trail went cold after they fired her and started all that bad press against her. But I got a feeling that somebody eventually is going to drop that tape Okay, and like Omarosa said, if she really got drug out of a Christmas party at the White House, why were there no pictures? Because we know TMZ would have paid 6 figures for even one of those pictures of her being drug out of that White House, Christmas party in her beautiful nightgown, by security, with her kicking and screaming. Okay? But it was a whole setup. And like I said, she's just trying to keep herself safe. They assumed that this woman was stupid. Number one, because she was a woman. And number two, because she was a black woman. But she's outsmarted them up until now. And you best believe they don't know what she got, and they ain't gonna be quick to fool with her. But see, the thing about dealing with people like this is they will wait years and decades, when things have gone cold, when nobody is no longer talking about you, honey, and they'll still lay you down with the fishes, okay? Even if you on your last breath, before you sip your last little drop of air, they're gonna make sure they take it away from you, okay? And that's what I think Omarosa is mostly afraid of. You see, and she got her right to be afraid, because she playing with the big dogs. She playing with them crafty crackers. And I don't mean no harm, but that when it comes to stuff like this, honey, they ain't nothing to play with. They lethal. They dangerous. You see what I'm saying? And the little HR person that was called into the situation room said she has been working for the White House for almost 20 years, and she has never heard of anybody coming to the situation room, the war room, to be fired, to be let go. You see what I'm saying? First they said she resigned to pursue better options, and then they said that she was fired. And Omarosa says in the book, which is it? Did I resign or was I fired? Like I said, honey, she brought all kind of receipts on a whole lot of people. Kelly Conway, sex and drugs, all this and that with her little ugly self. And now I understand why her husband can't stand Donald Trump. That's why he always slick dissing Donald Trump. When him and Kelly always into it, they're going to end up getting a divorce. Because they done show many pictures of her sitting on the couch with her little ugly self. She even talked about Hope Hicks, honey. Talked about how Hope Hicks was not qualified for the position that she held. And she was Googling words, honey, when they were in the meetings, because she had no idea of what they were talking about. And he only heard her because she was a pretty face. Okay, because she used to be a representative for Ivanka Trump's, his daughter's fashion line. Okay, so she was happy to resign after her boyfriend had to resign because his ex-wife spoke out via Me Too, saying that he beat her for years. Honey brought out the picture showing her black eye and all this and all that, but she was in love with that woman beater, so she resigned shortly after he resigned. Okay, she was ready to go anyway because she didn't even know what was going on. But anyway, y'all, that's all I had to tell y'all. I hope y'all will get this book and read this book, or buy the audio book and and listen to the book. But there is so much information on here. She tells so much about politics and black people. She speaks so much about politics as the politics pertain to black people, should I say? Because Omarosa, she's a very smart woman. You know what I mean? She just really is just like Donald Trump. She still is off herself. No, I still don't trust her. But, baby, I believe the things that she said in this book because she brought the receipts. Not only did she bring the receipts, she brought the critical thinking skills with her. And when you that smart, when you can articulate yourself that well, when you can outthink these men that have been in these positions of power forever, you gotta be pretty A on your chess game, okay? You got to be winning, all right? But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a nice rest of the weekend. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye. Peace.